doing my best qualifying lap. So I did the same bloody thing that I did last race, with me not being able to top my first qualifying lap. So yeah, this is the first lap as we go into the first corner, and I hit the side there a bit. I have a habit of just, I don't know, the first lap I tend to just set my benchmark, and I'm never able to top it after that. So yeah, this lap, this track I had to edit the gear ratios a little bit for the car, because it kept maxing out well before the end of the straight, and I knew I'd be losing a lot of time. For the next race, I think I'm going to up the difficulty and the aggression a little bit, because it seemed to be it's a little bit too easy on the with this field. So I've upped the difficulty by a couple of percent and the aggression by I think 5%. So hopefully that makes things a little bit more exciting. So we have, so with this track, obviously my best section's the middle section, where sector 2, where there's a little bit more corners and stuff. But yeah, this ended up being my best qualifying lap, and I mean, it wasn't an amazing lap, but it wasn't horrible either. I mean, 14.4 is not so bad. So yeah, let's get to the race. So as you can see, we ended up qualifying quite well. We ended up 10th. I mean, I didn't really expect anything more than that. Still 5 places above our teammate. Right, so let's get started. Here we are at the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix. 1 red light, 2, 3, 4, and off we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the 1998 Formula 1 season. Got a lot of wheel spin there off the line. Had several cars past me. Got the Sauber there on the inside as we go to the first corner there, trying to minimise as much contact as possible, but it's very hectic at the start, of course. We've got Tyrrell just on the outside there as we go around the outside. And I believe that's I'm not sure what that is. I think that's a Minardi. As we go past that Minardi there, we've got Jacques Villeneuve right in front of us in the Williams. As we try and find a spot there. We lost a few places there in the beginning. It was not a terribly great start to the race, but we have 16 laps to sort of make it up. As there's a lot of jostling for position there, the teammates there, Harold Frentzen and Jacques Villeneuve fighting for position as we capitalise on Harold Frenzen's overshoot there as we dive down the inside of Jacques Villeneuve, but that's not enough for the world champion. He took us back around the outside. The Williams is slightly better, I would say, probably than the Tyrrell. Well, I'd say it's quite a lot better. The car itself has got a lot more downforce around corners here as we come around the final bend after the first lap. So let's take a replay of that first lap. Well, here's the start again. As you can see, we struggled to go off the line with a lot of wheel spin there, squirming around. The Jordans and the McLaren got off to a really, really good start there as we're getting bumped and shoved around by the Benetton there. There's a piece of carbon fibre that just flew off one of the cars. There's already contact as we go around the outside of Trulli and then the Minardi as we line up. But it looks like it's a McLaren Jordan Arrows front at the moment there with a Ferrari at the front there. But here we are. Let's continue with the main race here as we've trying to have a look around, see if we can get past Jacques Villeneuve here. There's a lot of cars side by side there, and I take that as an opportunity to take some places back. We're back up to 10th here. We've got Mika Hakkinen right in front of us, but he's being slowed down there by Johnny Herbert in the Benetton, in the Sauber Petronas. I still get those mixed up as we go down the outside of both of those into 8th place. There's Ralf Schumacher and the Jordan right in front of us. And we hit him right in the back there. He brake checked us. I had no idea that was going to happen. So yeah, I had very little control over that. So let's have a look at that again. In the replay, it's clear that he just sort of slams on the brakes as Rubens Barrichello. I don't know. He just doesn't see Rubens there. It's a bit annoying. Well, after that, we've ended up in 7th place, closing in Rubens Barrichello, who's right in front of us in a points position. So it's looking good for us again this race. So as I said earlier, I'm probably going to up the difficulty a little bit, which I did end up doing right after this race because it just felt a bit too easy. As we come around to finish the second lap of the race. Yeah, so I'm not going to make you guys sit through all of this. If there's any sort of action, I'll skip ahead to it. But yeah. Alright, well we've caught up to the back of Michael Schumacher here on lap 4, as we're sort of finishing up lap 4. I don't know what the hell Michael Schumacher's doing all the way in 6th place, but we fancy a go there, having a look on his inside. Yeah, the Ferrari's obviously really quick. The straight line's got a super good engine there. So there's not much hope of us catching him on the straight. We're going to have to dive in the corners as he goes for an overtake on Rubens Barrichello there, and he actually gets past 2 cars, David Coulthard and Rubens Barrichello, as we try to have a look down the inside of Barrichello, and we get through past Barrichello on the inside into the points places. But David Coulthard's taken Michael Schumacher back, and and in his shock we've sort of taken the inside there, having a bit of a look. Can we make it down the inside? We made it inside both of those cars into 4th place. And this is sort of what I mean by I thought it was a little bit too easy, is that the cars tend to not challenge for those positions the way they should. So I've upped their aggression for the next race, and I've made it a little bit more difficult. But but now we're coming up on Gianna Fisichella in the Benetton there, right up ahead of us. That was an exciting few rounds, but we're up into 4th place with the Tyrrell, which is matching where we came in the last race in Melbourne. But we've already broken away a second from Michael Schumacher, so we're doing quite well, to say the least, I think. And so far it's been good. There's been absolutely no safety cars, which is a good thing. Still about 3 seconds down from my my fastest qualifying time, which is about a 1:14, I think. Just having a look at my specs and that of my car down on the bottom right hand corner. But it looks like we're a little bit further behind, so let's see if we can catch up a bit. I barely have to skip forward very much, and all of a sudden there's lots of jostling for position, so we're going to take that as an invitation to dive into 3rd place, as we avoided contact there with Mika Salo diving into 2nd place. And Damon Hill, the 1996 world champion, is in 1st place, so we are in 2nd. We are in a podium position there as we run wide there, which is not good. But we've got Mika Salo right there on our tail. He's quite snippy, and he's made us run a little bit wide there. But there's nothing much I can really do about that as he takes us back to 3rd place. And we've got Giancarlo Fisichella again coming around our outside. The speed of these cars in the straights hit Michael Schumacher's out of nowhere, and I've just hit Giancarlo Fisichella in the back. I think he just brake checked me there. I'll just see if there's a replay. Let's have a look at that replay. Yeah, Giancarlo just took that corner way too slow. He was way too cautious and ran into his back. I'd probably just put that down to a racing incident, to be honest. As we're now in 4th place with Michael Schumacher, Mika Salo and Damon Hill right in front of us. Now let's see if we can close in on Michael. This section, of course, is the best section on this track for me. As we close right in on the back of Michael Schumacher. At this point in time in his career, he's only won 2 world championships. Obviously a bunch of Benetton before moving to Ferrari. And the Ferrari in '98 is looking quite strong. Championship contender material, certainly. But we really want that podium place for Tyrrell. It would be Tyrrell's first time on the podium since at least the early '90s, when Jean Alesi did that amazing performance in Detroit. I think it was Detroit. Nah, well, it was in America. That's all I know. But I was just checking the tire temperatures there, and we're okay. As we go a little bit wide there and slide a little bit out of that corner. I think we're gonna. I'll try and see. I'll see if we can catch up to this pack in the next few seconds or so. As they're fighting pretty close there. All it would take for me is to have a well-timed maneuver down the inside on one of these corners, and I'll be able to have them. As Michael's having a look there, Damon Hill, and we use that loss of speed to come around his outside and overtake Michael Schumacher around the outside. It's a very tricky overtaking maneuver. Damon Hill brake checks me there as we overtake both of them into second place, with Mika Salo there in the lead for Arrows. Let that sink in for a second. Arrows winning a race. Yeah, that's a thing. As we come around the penultimate corner here for the final pitch straight here. Start of I believe this is what lap is this? This is lap. I think it's start of lap 7. Yeah, it looks like it's start of lap 7. I might be wrong because I'm looking at a preview window as I'm actually I do the commentating after the race, not beforehand. So yeah, I've got Damon Hill right behind me, and it looks like David Coulthard has overtaken Michael Schumacher behind us as we're closing in on Mika Salo here. And Damon Hill is really desperate, looking really desperate to try and overtake us at any point. He's not going to be able to do it in this section because this is the best section for me, as I close up on Mika Salo, waiting for an opportunity to just sneak past. It'll probably have to be up here. No, he's a little bit too far away. And we've got an achievement there from rFactor. I've got rFactor on Steam, by the way, so which is a good platform to get it on. And we spun it coming out of that corner, and we have created a yellow. We've created a safety car in spinning there. I think that was the same spot that Ayrton Senna spun in '94. So let's take a look at our replay. And here we are, going a little bit onto the grass there, causing us to spin right in front of Damon Hill as David Coulthard goes through and every other car stops to try and avoid the mess, and that causes the safety car to come out. So it's a full course yellow now. Of course I'll skip the safety car period as per usual. As Damon Hill, is it Damon Hill? Yeah, Damon Hill being cheeky there. He's supposed to be behind me, so that we're going to line up into behind the safety car, and I'll skip ahead to when the safety car comes in. It wasn't an extremely long safety car period, but the car is coming in now, and it's a green flag as we get ready to get this race started again on cold tyres, and we have crashed into the back of David Coulthard. He has braked so hard and has created this pile up, and we're behind the safety car yet again. I'll show that replay and I'll just skip ahead again. Here's a replay. We speed off after the green flag, and I don't know what happened. He just stopped in the middle, and there's carbon fiber everywhere. Cars just dodging left and right to avoid the carnage. It's typical rFactor AI, to be honest. And after a few laps behind the safety car, it's lap 16 of 18, and the safety car will be coming in this lap as I've disabled AI car control, because I tend to put AI car control on when it's safety car, and just being very, very, very cautious with cold tyres, worn tyres, and stupid AI. And they've done exactly what they did last time, and this time I was ready, just avoiding them, being very careful with my cold tyres as we go around Michael Schumacher there. And hopefully now we're into second. We only have a few more laps to hold this. Maybe we can hold either a second place position or even challenge for first. As we come around the next bend here, turn 3, I believe. It's been one hectic race so far. A little bit disappointed the lack of racing, and sucks that the AI have been a bit shitty, but hopefully turning the difficulty and the other things up will help the racing for the rest of the season. And Mika Salo is looking very strong in this race. He's looking like he's going to probably win it as we come around to finish the 17th lap. And we'll have one more lap after this one. So I have to, it's do or die now. This is the final lap of the race. We're on lap 18 of 18, and we are right behind the leader in a Tyrrell. We're in a Tyrrell, the leader's in an Arrows. This does not happen in real life. This is bonkers. Just decided to switch off the tyres, the tyre heat there, as I'm confident that the tyres are warm enough now for me to not need to worry about it so much. We're coming down the middle section, and this will be my best chance. If I'm to overtake Mika Salo, it is going to be now, and I dive on the inside there, and we get around Mika Salo as Michael Schumacher follows suit, and we are on track to win our first Grand Prix. It's been a hard race, and I just got to make sure that we don't mess up or anything coming around this final bend as we go wide. We went wide, and we just lost 4 places, 5 places over the line, and we can't even hold first place for half a lap. Here's the standings after that race. Could have been a lot better, obviously, but we're in 6th. It could be. Well, sorry, we're in 5th. Could be a lot worse. We have a few points. So next race is Argentina, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.